Looks like everything's up. I'm back with another video, and this time I'm prioritizing mining over combat. Because all I have right now is diamond pickaxe, and I could get things that are so much better. So I'm gonna try and see if in this stream I can take the time to do a bit of mining and then go do a little bit of this. So the big thing is I want to eventually get to mines, which requires Heart of the Mountain. Oh. Crazy, I was not expecting you to be the first person to join chat. My mic settings themselves are at max. Is that a little bit better, Crazy? I have I feel like I always have this. My microphone is just. But also just because of how far away from I am. Is that a little better? About the same. As far as I can tell, there's not really more I can do to make it sound better. So I'm gonna stop wasting time on that because I don't think I'll be able to fix much. Anyway, so Reese here is the one who helps me get into the Dwarven Mines. So you need to get to mining 12 in order to actually, well, transition. But that actually helps me do what I needed to. Because when you do get to the point where you're moving into it, you need 12 enchanted variants of at least 3 ores. Well, the easiest of which is diamond, because as long as you have fortune and you're down here in Sanctuary, each of these blocks can give, I think, upwards of 4 naturally. And fortune increases the chance for each one of those 4 to be duplicated by a set percentage. And I do believe I have fortune 3, which gives me a 30% chance of duplicating any one of the 4 that comes out of these blocks. Just to test my theory, that stack is 16, and that just gave me 34. Okay. Or got me to 34. It gave me, what was that, 18? Now the biggest problem is I have to actually get to a point where I can create the enchanted ore variant, because you have to unlock each one from a collection. Because I was a little busy trying to get my mic working, I kind of forgot to mention I did do a little bit of quite literal off-camera grinding, and I actually got myself full ender armor, which I definitely should have done on camera, because it's a tedious task and each piece is kind of in its own weird location. So it's a little annoying to get, but I did get all the pieces. I definitely didn't want to bore anyone trying to get all the pieces, so I probably would have at best only got like 2 on stream and then done the rest off camera. But I have all of the ender armor. So if I go into the profile here, I even have the ender equipment. And the reason that's significant is because my main weapon actually benefits a lot from having more ender armor. This is their 8 total pieces. It gains a massive boost. Lucky. So the boost on the sword I have, which is it's the Void Sword. The Void Sword. It gains 20 strength per piece of ender armor worn. I currently have 8 pieces, so that's 160 extra strength. The problem is when you go to try and get it, it does cost 200,000 coins, which in general for an early game profile is not an easy amount to get, but it does become extremely easy, especially if you take some of the steps that I did, because I got that sword maybe like 20 minutes after I left stream, and that was just because I didn't have enough money at the time to get it. I also did get a few more talisman, because they are vastly important when it comes to increasing your stats. And so at this current moment, I have 37 magic power, which gives me 10 strength, 7 crit damage, 3 crit chance, and this is what my accessory bag looks like. You're likely not going to have this many accessory bag slots at the point of the game I am on a first profile, just because you also have to do a lot of personal upgrades. Which is why for the people I intend to do a 4-person co-op with, I will eventually just have them do their personal upgrades while I'll do profile upgrades. Because at that point, I won't really have anything to do in that regard. And I do believe each one person can start an upgrade at a time, regardless on if it's profile or personal. It's just only one person can do one at a time. Diamond Gorge. I am only about halfway to getting an enchanted diamond. So I did also revamp my private island a little bit, just so it looks a lot nicer than it was, and I won't have to change much later. And I will show that at some point. But for the time being, I want to try and get to the Dwarven Mines as fast as possible, so that way I can kind of get the rest of my introductory stuff out of the way. Yeah. Sorry about that. Also, as you can kind of see on my quote-unquote leaderboard off in the corner, it does tell me exactly how much XP I need in order to get my level up. And in this case, I need 22,425 total XP in order to get to mining 12, which would be rookie numbers if I was already in the Dwarven Mines, but this is in order to get to Dwarven Mines. Now, on my main profile, I am mining 46, so I'm a little far. Granted, max level is technically 60, so it's a little bit of a climb. I might actually have to start tossing stuff in my inventory. Actually, go ahead and get rid of these runes because I'm pretty much never going to use them. Runes are purely cosmetic, and I still hate the fact that they are a skill you need to max out. Also, as you can see, my diamond pickaxe is not exactly the fastest when it comes to mining. Because, like, I mine cobblestone, it's borderline instant. And even then, with efficiency 5 on my pickaxe, I should just be, like, destroying these walls, just collecting cobblestone incredibly fast. But I'm not, because the diamond pickaxe is pretty low by comparison to other lava items. I believe once I get into the Dwarven Mines, that is the first thing I'll focus on, is getting a new pickaxe. Hey, look at that, I can make enchanted diamonds now. But how many can I make? 6, I'm only halfway there. Damn. Well. That just goes to show how difficult this is in the early game. I completely forgot to turn that on. Thank you for reminding me. That's why my mic is so quiet, is because I forgot to switch what it's on. I'm going to go back to my private island real quick. I completely forgot to do that. That's why my mic is so quiet. But you know what? This also gives me a chance to show off my new island. So, thank you, Crazy. That's a win-win. I go to OBS. Swap my mic over to voice mod. But now I also need to change the filter. Okay, how does this sound by comparison? About the same? About now. How's this? This is actual highest. Background. I turned up my noise gate, so it's supposed to stop that. I really don't know if I can. Anywho, so this is my new island. portal out there. Made some looking platforms. Fine. You know, workstations over there, which at the current moment, enchantment table. Minions over here. A couple more cobblestone. Or when I expected it. So there you go. Made over here. I started with these because they are like what I need to make factors and what I need to make buckets. So I'm gonna need those guys to stand for I can swap over to other minions. Typically with minions for early game it's collections, and late game it's good to make coins. I also really straight. Oh, both watching. One of which is going on the profile that I make for person co-op. He's actually getting some missed from last stream. Mining does actually have some of the most reliable profiles. I made the focus of the entire one. Looking to make 0. I'm all serious. Left. Walk through here. Jackass. I shoot thorns at them, and then they just stop targeting me. Okay, got it, not doing that again. Fine cobblestone. At least having a pick. Not that having it in my... It's not. So I keep pressing 2 by second in. Not realizing that's not. Yesterday I actually running Minecraft. actually got incredible because if a piece of other armor will stop other armor, gold armor is already collected 7 runs, made it all the way to the portal, missing 1 eye, but fortunately had 1 powder. So I just had to go get 1 more Enderman. Ender got into the full diamond here because that's how long it took me to find an Enderman cave. Time to get armor. And then the fight was going well until I decided I needed some emerald just in case. Touch. And as I'm fighting Enderman hits me, disabling my shield for about 0.2 seconds. At that exact moment, the Ender Dragon itself just decided to rush me. Killed me in 1 hit, because I was kind of low. Killed me in 1 hit. I went back to go grab all my stuff. Got into the middle where I tried doing the stuff. They made it so that the end was longer, high enough that strategy to work. So it flung me to the side, so far to the side that I just, like, no matter what, I couldn't clutch. I had Ender Pearl. My brain blanked out because I was so by where it sent me that I couldn't focus on the fact that I saved myself. And then by that time, enough time to grab the Ender Pearl out of my chuck 1 back on. Lost all of my stuff. Went back in and then just bare knuckle called death. Problem is, I was actually intending to make that quickest I've ever beat trophy, but now with nothing on hand except dragon egg, no point. I'm great at speedrunning the game. I want to know. My friend actually wants to do on his. I was actually hunter. Especially version wants someone relative to skills. Fair. Doesn't want someone who's downloaded Minecraft to go. The person. But we both kind of acknowledge techie part of it. So possibly likely simply because if our first one that close at adding 1 more person would just guarantee that the scales, then it will be unfair for me to. But really, that just makes the chance that it continues to get shit on because you can't numbers, especially considering people turning to me or another time. Tips. He gets overwhelmed by numbers. They just end up doing what I suggested. Shit. In each other. Same way they use each other. One of us dies. We don't defect the hunter's side. We kind of just stop honestly, at that point, survive. Have one. The point is, you can't participate in guys. Hope is obviously that would happen. That while me and my friend are incredibly well. That's still a 2. And the only exactly my best game I've ever played. Don't have to do stuff. So I completely forgot to acknowledge. Like, what all I. Oh my god. I do know what stone. That's just shit. No way, because he's not gonna tell me what I need. And these diamonds. Oh, I got a rare diamond. What's already go for diamonds. I actually need to get my no. Just grabbing this. And that's because while I definitely should have and could have, I could get like better. While I will end up having to make it at some point anyway. Museum. It's probably just better than I. Plus that'll make of my current armor set. Hypixel. Oh, level 5. Probably gonna considering like anything else. And then acidic of level that and is For a moment, I pieces of it all for. Fortunately, the that don't really help until you get like the way. Diamond doesn't actually buff anything. Buffs better items where there's class or defense. No, I might make another video. I do. I will also be the one recording my perspective when we end up making some pro. When me, but my friends often. This was a weird. Another one just has today, so I see what he. But there's also a lot that goes on in his house. A lot of it. So any one of those can be a lot longer than level 1 anyone here. This is honestly representative of what like try to get. But the main reason I'm trying to get the lapis armor. Our mining set provides some mining speed. As of the current moment, I don't think any of my finally available. Here itself does have an upgrade. So that lapis armor has double the mining speed. Fortune. Injured. This is the lapis mine. I don't think I want to. Here's Slayers can give some of the most important all. Granted, it's pretty much all combat based, but they so important that if you look at guides for combat gear, all of them feature some The most interesting thing is actually not one or something that often. Actually, quest that is the Master Farm. Each piece gives you negative 1,000,000. So you have no defense. You can't go into 0 defense, otherwise you have to die. But what it does, of your 50 health. Three out of 4 pieces of armor. Just leggings left, and the game is going to another. Actually, give me the legging. There's a lapis crystal. What I was looking for, but I'll. I mean, like I was saying, so the Mastiff armor, a lot of health. Like by the point you unlock it, will have so much damage. 14. Which when I type in armor's 1,000. That's a lot. That's also requiring like growth and stuff. This one won't even notice. Now, ultimately, it's not the most effective. Not the most effective armor because without defense, take every bit of damage for delts, and some mobs just much damage a second. Worth it. However, as a tank build, actually not a bad idea. Because I think like my record in a dungeon this far on was I think wasn't, but it's so much. Not to mention, I don't think there's a single orbits. I don't think there's a single ball that damage. Helmet. So I don't actually think like that. There's the leggings, finally. I like no enchant. I am going in, but this is effectively useful. Your stats can look my name. Guys, literally, it's just like get to lapis collection, craft a lapis pick. Cool. Now you get to keep something that's actually. I don't know. This pickaxe actually. Could you not? X has 200 mining speed, 20 experience. My excellent diamond has 200. The base. so I don't have enough inventory space for this shit. Also, I had lapis already. Now I have errors. As well as now 5 lapis crystals. Fuck. 1,000. That's only like double the amount. I should. Well, there's a lot more here because it's less of a. Probably actually a lot faster. Actually, make less. Hope it's more efficient. No. Lapis pick. Yep. Right. Is there anything? Oh, it requires iron picking. Either go get an iron X or buy an iron X. You get that for mining. Here's Rusty. Couple items thing. So here you can get items that eventually become unavailable. Also, try and go ahead and pull this up there. Binary pick. That's the nice. They're expecting you to. It's like. Time and technically have a diamond. I'm trying. add the minion, eventually get like iron blocks and coal blocks. We're trying to make like going to be up. Feel weird. Here's 60s. And if you want to make like a double compacted item, I forget what it was. I don't think it was 40. Definitely not 1440. Either way, you get like that will also just go to show just how much source. Anything. Progression system is god awful, by the way. They're considered up until you 6 done. Seven. Dungeon completion are considered down Williams' worst dungeon. Slayer changes. Not to mention, it's the first time that the mechanics of the boss fight have changed. Swing sword the entire time and pray. Once you get to like Seraph, it's not initially that difficult. Damage stacks over time, so eventually they're hitting you. Which is why you kind of need this damage start. Also, they effectively make you cannot survive that boss. The tier 2 you cannot survive until you achieve E-Man full armor. Full armor set. You have to get it to kill it. Tier 15. And then you will finally be competent. Get some London. Like two of its collection. Then I'm actually so there's also still an item drop that I still need to go. Then you're not considered link to take on player. he just randomly throws down something. Anyone? Don't just randomly throw down something. Don't stand for long enough. Kills you. I actually can just get dust. Bunch of hop. It's still then it. Sword. Sword actually has a network. Some. It's not that good. There it is. Like as an early game weapon, just because it has fire aspect 1 on it, and I think it stacks with fire aspect total. You set them, but I think you set them on fire. Seconds? 6 seconds fire? Stuck now. Great part about the red history. Lots of fire. It's minor. Fortunately, I don't. Most of that. Accessory bag by 1 slot. I need to give 500. Well, stone done. Will ask for over 1,000. Or I should now. Soviet power ores. Just like that. Missions. Max out of these. Like any of these mobs would drop the thing that around. Redstone pigman that just drops gold. better than the grandma wolf pet. The grandma wolf pet is actually one of the ones. I will skin you alive, bacon. Anywho, I'm not used to having. Uh, 16 stacks of redstone. Stacks of redstone. These quests are. If you finding out all this bad. Dwarven mines is part. I'm mining things fast now. Dwarven mines says what if that was for like 20 hours worth of grinding that. Half a cent more. Push me across the kitchen. Huh? You guys can have. And honestly, when I first encountered flaming sword, I had no where I could go. Guys, to actually. Thankfully, that's the last one. Yeah, I get luck XP, which worth all the effort. I was gonna continue to walk past mining all their ores. Now, you think? Stop me, I'm straight back in and order their stuff. This is a chance. So, get more experience. Any source. There's a reason this. Besides the fact that I almost have it maxed out. Yeah. And that is, I have taken experience bottles, which at their base level, I think, probably got levels. And since you can get 100% more experience, you're gonna get a few more. They respawn already with. I'm talking about can't go one piece without half the cave being... No, I'm not just... I don't give a shit. What are you... On dungeons are normally my... That and also... That's besides the point. Like the second they... They're already back up here. Popping up. Boom, nature. Yeah, look. I'm gonna be so mad if they... Every... Total item. Any from the... What? Oh my god, they did. I need to have one item. Brother. Apologies for misreading. So the way it used to be, actually you needed all of them. Then they fixed it. You needed to build them. Actually did require more effort, but it meant that if you knew it, you could have the material by the time. I know this after they I actually it kind of just me how it really bad. Is it, and Oh my god. So many blocks of diamonds right. To the wall. So 7. Did this to make it idea they were doing. Right? Just like that. Heart of the mountains. And they get basically going here. Like mining. Basically means while this place. First of all, they have a bank, which means that I can store my money now. Long way from home. Look. Not even a different bank, like actually. Okay. Here you go. This is where I get my I can get fractured mid. I can get the rusty. They both have mining power. This one is speed. I'm actually gonna go with this one. Though I'm gonna get both. First, but you handle. Are having both is important. This actually provides fighting type. Just stats. I'm not going to be focusing on heroes. A lot of stuff to do. So if you're wondering, full bar here. Handsome. Have a lot of let's get to it. I'm gonna need to get both of these far better in. First things, some efficiency. Also give it some. And the fun part. Well, I have a lot of stuff now. Just kind of toss. Because now I have a enchanted lab. I don't. Both of them. Better stat. Take. Hold on to these ones. I'm going to be making some of fast. And for the time being, what's that name? Oh, then I'm going to pick up a. Yeah, I forgot I also have this crystal. Oh, my friend. Okay. And actually, since I put on my. Go. My iron. Redstone. Select 15. Oh, I forgot. They don't have. Yep, auto smelt. Auto smelt. We only have 2 slots. Need more. I don't want to go ahead and add on more. Corner. factors. Maybe. So I can't do problem really does nothing. But iron or coal better off. It's gonna take a moment of kind of work. Better. Oh, they changed. Shit. Same like so much. They do scale the weapon is. But this does provide me 35% more than 12. And once titanium and stats. I'm really glad they have like more health. And then this place is just having grappling hook one. Just like someone got paid overtime for this shit. I mean, actually, here. Are going to be getting me my mining gear. However, obviously, if I somehow kill them, the sword would make me fine. These guys are once again about a 1 in 100 drop. Or apparently I found a good lobby because no one is in here. Also, much like the last zombies, another use. That item typically of its sold for. Oh. And also multiple mid select on. Or mid game. Something like. Problem is, until I get to this is best. Awesome. Actually, no other mining can get it. Let alone even the ones. At least I hear it's probably one of the better use. Everyone all sighing. That is stitches. That is, and there's also what's going to be. Comparison between here and then I want to see if I can get more pieces fast enough. See if I. So obviously one of the problems is just trying to find. The thing is they don't drop bloods here, so it's not like I'm gaining a map. You can like this guy as a combo you like that one just. Well, there's a jewel. Once I do that, this is an actual 100. because this is kind of a staple. So easy, but isn't everything else? Here's the chest plate. Everyone's here. Leggings. Supposed to use pieces I already have. So on my note of like slayers and stuff earlier, the tarantula provided tarantula slayer is one of the best mid to late games. I think one of its bonuses every 100 strength you have. Okay. Basically, like if you have 1,000 of damage, you get 100 of you. It's a really nice buff. And then you get Warden helmet. Zombie Slayer. But you need to get 8 of it, which is L. Major thing would be Warden helmet. It's a bit. That's your speed attack. But for every speed you have, which is 40. For every 20 speed you have. Let's see. Increment. Gain for 25. Gain plus 2% weapon damage. Which is insane. Two more pieces and one more jewel. Significant set of significant upgrades. And I want but by the time I have to worry about them again, I have a lot more help. Skill level 13. My original idea for this actually that I was going to guide show how it's I kind of sidestepped on that. I wanted to show. I realized just how close my friend was last friend. Go off we intended. Because I realized with its system not working, I can make in order to get it. that the chance we were was right about to chance we were actually any form of hate. Pretty minimal, actually. And then he just texts me one day and it's just like, hey, I got my system working. And I'm currently installing like the rest of our buddies. I figured I'd change the purpose of this video and instead of just hard grind guide, still highly encourage just playthrough. Instead, I decided to focus on like genuine profile. Profile we're going on buy stuff. I'm current. Well, technically, armor is so that. So buy it from a shop. And the price may be. It's just because people can and will grind this fast. Like I said, from looking at this, I don't do that much anymore. Probably the price of mining stuff has just dropped. Just a couple. Like I'm talking, gotten 6 wayside jewels, and you would have been like up a jewel candle into cost to them. And it might still now. I highly doubt it because I just saw that the average price sell is far below 30k. Like this 20. Game definitely wants to my pick. Granted, the major issue with that shades. Yep. Damn. You give me rules and success. You can't just give me one piece of armor, specifically like a helmet or. But in truth, I'm like 9 system. Specifically, it drops the chance. Another jewel. That's 4 in rapid succession. That is the luck of... should be of like 2 pieces of armor. Is that a guy in Sorrow gear? Grinding Glacier. What the fuck are you here? There's 2 of them now! The worst part, in my opinion. You can't just like swap out certain. Oh right, I need a forged handle. Should see what the one. Because I have 2 chest plates and 2 leggings. Also, bejeweled handle, 4 titanium, 2 enchantment. Okay. So I only need the 1 bejeweled for now. Very sorrow armor. Soon. Need Heart of the Mountains here too. For, they still be really right. Experience. That is the amount. Just, shoot, slow this way. Alright, time mining and etiquette. Not take titanium effectively. Next to it. Express. Next to it. If someone texts you in chat, acknowledge it. I'll get banned for a macro. course, I'm terrified of this. You understand? Not nest in a lobby. Like, no one around this officially territory. Else comes by and level I am. Spawn this much titanium. Level 13. Top of that, general, if you use titanium, can't really complain if someone else walks by and does the same thing, because it's not like you spawned it. The difference is when you actually do spawn it, no one else is supposed to take it, you have early possession of it. For instance, if I was to go to one of the guys wearing Sorrow armor, and honest, I probably wouldn't ask them to continue just because fix. Exactly proven. But the idea remains still. Not steal another person's mining resources unless they have told you care. Now, if you want to mine titanium and genuinely do not have sources, get that amount of titanium, you can always ask someone higher level on titanium for you. That is perfectly fine. That is actually encouraged. As a sign of camaraderie to the game. It is also noted I am only really going walkers. This area should be under that same jurisdiction. Air stuff. But at the same time, there's only so many to go around. And you will have drastically halted ability when other people. Why it can be good server cycle until you remember no. Though that might not last. So they did move Heart of Mount up to for you to unlock the crystal. Does mean you will have to try to look with best. Also to ration. I really wish you could slash. Or I'll just have a. If this player is if someone is actively targeting a creature, can't damage. Like genuinely, dog. Unless you're trying to get a fucking club, why are you here? shadow fear. Stop giving me leggings! God damn! Like, they sell for a decent bit, so you're at least giving me money, but like, I need content. An hour left. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. That's probably my least favorite event here because, like, bitch at you in chat the entire goddamn time. And you're, like, not even looking. But I do think that after this, I'm not gonna start doing it. Just if I feel like just it's not exactly the most interesting game. Though I do end up actually getting bigger stream. Like, I finally boots, now I just need the helmet. The thing that genuinely should be a common thing. I can just go up top. Genuinely be safe to us. Macroing is something that's popular. I want to actually work. The knowledge, I have the active. They actually changed. It's bitchy. I swear. Okay, just put home. Sanity break. motherfucker just walked away. I'll say these guys do a lot of money. So far. I guess it's because these guys are level 5. I'm not gonna lie, this grappling hook is probably the thing for the wall. I don't mean like the developers themselves. I mean like I would want this. Another chest. Stop running from me, you rat fuck! Got the helmet. Fuck you all out. Fuck this, I'm out. Fuck this, I'm out. Excuse my language. Finally have all 4. Sidebar provides defense, speed, actually slots, something later, or mining. But my own set of armor, I do believe. Not to mention, that bonus brings 2 mining speed, skill level. For all, it will eventually bring. I am minus 24 extra math. Pieces of lapis. It's not where I'm stopping. I still have like 50 minutes. This will make my better. One broke. No mining wisdom. They say 8 base speed. The pieces provide me 50. 10. Here is the king. Her grand total was 7. start. So, first quests is fine. Fortunately, I don't quite yet. Raffle, I will gladly join. Even though I bring too much. Now, you get a daily bonus for first of the day. Literally broke. Anyway, you get extra first 3 or 4 quests you do today. Jeez. 2,000. Since one of my quests is paid mining event for the more during the game. And that's kind of the main reason I'm not mining Mithril. And Mithril Ormond is going to ignoring chat right now. In-game chat. That dude just said if your spread is low, then spread. Really? Realistically, it depends on where you are. If you are low, I want to focus. Because holy shit, this is slow. Actually, this. Titanium. Any 4 total? So, mining is definitely one of the ways to pet. And definitely could get better pets, but silverfish is one. is just... It's probably one of the only timing fortune. Silverfish pet is probably the one that is the most. Get an egg. Would be a lot better. A pet and around mainly taking a lot of XP, whereas I was using combat pet which for mining XP. Problem is there's so much titanium to get. That I want to go make a silverfish. Just about that is this is a acid. Technically no way Mining speed is very important. I do have a base titanium spawn chance. I just hope the second one also. Mine 2 titanium ore. That's I'll work out. I don't actually. It's a passive event. Hit any. Literally just need like 2. Snag one from the guy who looks. Snag one from just. That's a really healthy way to start. Amount that you per time to it. 400 gold worth. Now we get to the problem area. Because I really don't want to mine 150 more. Problem with it is it's never like mine. It's never like mine 150. It's the ore itself. Like 150 metal ores. I like how though really fucking. And then you get the mithril golem. requires tier 6, which back when I first started doing this was only one tier away from the highest. But it's so good. It boosts the chance of finding treasure chests while mining in the crystal hollows by 20% up to 80%, and reduces the amount of locks on the chest by 1 upwards of 5. There's 5 locks on a chest, meaning that if you get that at max level, you right click a chest that's open. And they have a chance to give you some pretty powerful loot, some pretty useful stuff. That's one of my favorites. You can also use one that takes mithril powder and reduces the amount of time the forge takes by upwards of 25%. It hit 2 slots. Damn. That's actually not a bad. Mining debatable. The mithril weight. 5-minute buff. That grants 4 feet, 10 mining 4. It takes 30 minutes. Or 30 minutes. Well, a lot less time than I thought. Let's go see titanium around here available. They're still mining. On that shit. Ooh, I didn't even realize some of them turned out getting buffed. Mithril dormant again. I'm certainly not doing that on stream. There's only 20 minutes left. And I'm probably not going to do any more major upgrades. X is upgraded. I don't know why I thought that dude just dropped his drill to me, and I'm like, dog, you're level 250 Ironman. You should know I can't take that. Okay, so Don Espresso does still bitch you every 15 seconds. This is a lot of titanium. Good god. I don't even think I need all of it. still wasn't fucking expecting him to just drop straight down, stare me dead in the eyes, and for him to be an Ironman account of all things, and be higher leveled on an Ironman account than I am on my main profile. Holy shit, I know I have unspent tokens. Kinda only like one thing to spend it on, by the way. Picobulus is definitely one of the better abilities, and if I ever record during a mining fiesta, oh lord, are you guys gonna fucking see that? Actually almost needed all of this. I could just sell whatever I didn't need. Hey, my big guy level 41. Just stats for like 15 extra strength, 20 extra intelligence, 4 extra speed. The mining fortune actually gives a bonus. This guy. That's not even the guy. Just like that, I have a jeweled handle. Now for the annoying part, because I have to actually walk all the way back up. Figure out where to get those, because like it's like through glacier lantern down here. Also need Hardmounts tier 3 in order to get. Oh, that's annoying. I get that immediately. So we just go ahead and get it. exactly all I needed. Whoops. I got the very least. You actually get to keep all the bonuses you get with the picks. And now I need 64 enchanted mithril, which will tend to 32 enchanted gold. Okay, I'm not getting that for a decent while. Also, this guy. Full armor of Devon. But mithril equipment. Unfortunately, I have the stuff to make the next titanium pickaxe, but unfortunately I need to get to Heart of the Mouse 3 to do so. But the benefit is, not only does it increase in rarity, it increases in breaking power, which means that I will actually be able to use it for better stuff later. It does gain a decent bit of mining speed, though it's not really all that much, and it doubles its mining fortune when mining titanium ore. Then you upgrade it again, it pretty much does the same shit. Ultimately, it's not that big. Honestly, the regular mithril pickaxe is the best. It just also only has a breaking power of 5, which is why I have both. Also, let's be honest, the titanium pickaxe is going to hard carry. And realistically, the biggest problem to me is I need 16 enchanted titanium to make a refined titanium, but that's all I need in order to get to the next tier of titanium pickaxe beyond the one I already have the stuff for. Whereas if I have enough Blazeside jewels, I can make that other jewel type. This one just requires the titanium pickaxe and a refined titanium. It does also require 100 mounts tier 4. But that's quite a lot of stuff. I should have gone to the forge first. Whoops. Okay, so that definitely does dungeons like all day. Yeah, like I said, I barely get anything for the Blazeside gear. Spend the last little bit killing chickens to get some eggs. Because I want to get that silverfish pet and use that while I grind out the stuff for both the remaining pickaxes I have. trying to do, so he deliberately didn't take it from me. Like how no one in this lobby is actually killing or like breaking crops. There we go. I was about to say, if this guy is level 10, still rocking iron armor, that has to be his first profile. Or he's doing a challenge run, only vanilla gear. I forgot exactly when it said I would, like, what collection I would get the chicken at. 3. I need 200 raw chicken. Honestly, considering the fact that it looks like no one's killing chickens on there, that might actually be a lot easier than I initially thought it'd be. Especially considering I'm already on raw chicken 2, which was 100. Noting all that etiquette I mentioned earlier, that is essentially exclusive to the mining islands. There are very few other places where that matters. The chicken. Oh, I've actually gotten quite a bit of eggs already. That's all for today.